right, what's up, Tic Tac Tacos? Welcome to Pod Minutes to Cast Night. Before we jump into this commentary episode, I just want to remind everybody to subscribe to our Patreon at honorableswords.com. You can find the Patreon, you can find all of our videos, you can find our merch. There's some other bullshit up there too that's really important.
You could find this commentary.
You can find this you can re-listen to this episode again if you want right now. Start it over. Have fun. Either way, we're doing commentary on episode 2 of the 2 Minutes to Late Night. Patreon funded first season. You're here with but you're here with the 2 Minutes to Late Night Writers Room.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Jeremy Hammond, and I'm Patreon.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'm America's sweetheart, Katie Rose Leon, and I am out of jokes.
Yeah. Do you think there's a rapper who's called himself Patreon yet?
Definitely.
There must be, right?
Yeah. Patron, maybe.
Patron. Or just Patreon, but it's spelled like P-A-Y.
Right, yeah.
And that's like far enough that like you can get away with it.
Hey,
why isn't it Patron?
Patreon is a Greek word meaning lover of falafel, which is delicious. Folks, we are watching episode 2 of the first season. Guest Contessa Stuto.
Yeah.
The craziest person I've ever met in my life.
It's awesome. Patreon is actually Greek for, are you guys sending out those patches? Sorry. Sorry. I know you have to cut that.
You have those patches, right?
I do have those patches.
Give me those patches. I'll take care of them.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting that. I think that's very funny. We will send out the patches.
Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. But yes, Contessa Stuto was a guest I've been pushing. Like, it was a dream guest from the inception of the show because I saw her open for Cakes Tequila when I found out that my friend was like a producer and a DJ for Cakes Tequila. Cakes Tequila is
Cakes Tequila was on the Cardi B Netflix show. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's
like
awesome.
Everybody else on it, they're like framing it as like these are like unknown rappers. And I saw Cakes Tequila, I'm like, it's fucking Cakes Tequila.
Nobody outside of New York like knows who he is, though.
I guess so.
Yeah.
He's like, but
We're
he's
also trying to get him
awesome
on the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, forever.
He doesn't like straight people, so I
Yeah.
understand why he didn't come.
Yeah.
But we found out about Contessa through a friend of the show, DJ Accident Report.
No, we did not.
Never mind. I'll shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
Thanks, Jeremy. I missed you, man.
Can you imagine if I got like really, really defensive and pissed
We need
about how Jordan met Contessa?
I
met
everyone
Contessa.
not to riff.
So yeah, as I was saying, I saw
no
her
riffs in
open
this
up for Cakes Tequila at Baby's All Right, and what I saw was the both of yous.
You can talk over it. We were doing a little schmink.
I didn't know what was happening. I don't know what you're doing. All right. Look. I saw Contessa Stuto perform before Cakes Tequila, and I saw her come out and like when she did her Rain and Ratchet Raining Blood remix. Like that's what my friend Sam was DJing for that, and I saw him like hardcore dancing in the background of it, and I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I made Sam put me in touch with her. Just also our friend DJ Accident Report is just a huge fan and was like, yeah, you have to put her on the show.
Yeah.
He was really pushing for it.
And this was the first and maybe I think the only person we ever did a pre-interview with where we sat down with her to like get to know her, because everybody else we've kind of like they're a little bit more in the spotlight so you can find like questions. So we sat down with her and she told us her life story, and she's fucking the coolest person on the planet.
Yeah. And I don't know if we ever talked about this, but that it turned out that like she is the niece of like my mom's best friend.
What?
Like, my mom like hangs out with her aunt like constantly, and so like she's always like texting me little updates about what Contessa's up to. Yeah. She's always just like, Contessa's like writing on your show. I'm like, no, Contessa was just a guest on the one show.
Dude, yeah, well, Contessa rules. She tried to help me find an apartment.
She's a great real estate agent.
Yeah, dude.
She really is.
She's good at what she does.
She is. She also was on an episode of TRL, right?
Yeah.
She's in the background of was it with Marilyn Manson?
I think
Marilyn
there's like a
Manson.
big close-up on her. I mean, I feel like she showed us a photo or
Yeah,
a
'cause
video
she's
or something.
going insane in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's like
dressed
16
as
and
the devil and an angel at the same time. It's very funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
So Contessa's legit.
Yeah.
Legit. I knew that she was like just exactly what we wanted to have on the show. Just like not a metal musician.
Yeah.
But had the energy that matched the show, but also just like wasn't like a basic straight person. I thought it would be really cool.
Yeah, specifically the goal of this season was to kind of get a little bit further out of the metal world.
Yeah.
And be more of like a comedy show, variety show. In the vein of like old Conan, which is our favorite thing we talk about the most, is like he would have pretty interesting musical guests. And then like for some reason, Tanya Harding. For some reason.
For some reason, Tanya Harding.
Yeah.
All right, so should we hit play on this?
Yeah, well, I guess before we get in, what do you remember of this episode beforehand?
We wrote a lot for it.
Yeah.
I remember. This whole opening bit.
Oh,
with
this is the
HR.
Cannibal Corey episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cannibal.
Oh my god.
Cannibal Corey was a character I wrote literally before we even shot the first episode.
Yeah, it's a really old joke.
Cannibal Corey was a little brother character. Originally, all it was going to be is a small segment of just like Lacey. I originally wanted Lacey to have it was always going to be Lacey. I didn't want to do this character if it wasn't Lacey playing a little boy. But originally, how I envisioned it was like it's Lacey looking exactly like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, but in like a death metal shirt, just like a stinky look, looking like AJ Soprano.
Yes.
I mean,
but, like,
I hate to say this, but I looked like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, exactly.
And I look like AJ Soprano.
But yeah, so I the original bit was like it's just like my mom. It was always going to be my mom makes me hire him or do something. It was going to be. So now we cut to my little brother who is who's going to do some kind of stuff. I don't know. My mom made me put him on, and it's just like Lacey in her room, like a boy's room with just like shitty posters. And it's just filming like an intro. And then the first bit was going to be like, it's Cannibal Corey. I'm going to do a kickflip. And it's just Lacey in a skateboard. And she just eats shit and just screams so loud when we cut back to stage.
And then the second one, she was going to smoke a cigarette and instantly get cancer.
Yeah, she smokes a cigarette and goes to the hospital. Like, it was always going to be Cannibal Corey gets really hurt. Because the original first ever 2 Minutes to Late Night live episode was going to be a fundraiser to help Cannibal Corey in the hospital.
Yeah.
I feel like we had some sort of secondary name for Cannibal Corey that we were kicking around at some point, but
Nope.
I don't remember what it was.
We never
Corey
did.
since before like the show.
Yeah. We probably wouldn't have ever. We were probably coming up with like other family members or something.
And this also has Jess Lane as HR Ginger, who directed Poseur Cops, and also is great. I work with Jess a lot.
Oh,
should
that's
we-
the thing I remember from this episode was that originally HR Ginger was going to be Katie, and we had that crazy headpiece
and
made
I'm
for you.
horrible on camera. Like, you guys, anytime I'm on camera, I can't handle it. Like, don't look at me.
But
I fucking hate it.
whether or not you're good on camera, that headpiece that we had for you was like too big, and you were like, I just remember you like
It was very
holding
top-heavy.
it on because it was like an alien head.
Well, okay, so the reason why that happened is that we shot episode 1 in February, and then we shot episode 2 and 3 back to back in March. We had less than a month to prepare for 2 full episodes. And so like this is literally we had at this point had been taking a full year in between episodes to do stuff. So we were just like scrambling. We had to find friends who could make. We didn't have Patreon money yet because Patreon took a couple of months to take off. So we had no money. We had to find someone who would make a prop for like nothing. Our friend Kat made this giant like H.R.
She's
Geiger
really
headpiece.
talented too.
Super
like,
talented.
I need to insist that it was not her fault.
It's not her
was my
fault.
stupid
But what
head's
happened was
fault.
it wasn't done until the day of the performance. So you couldn't put it on until about 30 minutes before you got on stage.
Right.
And that's when we realized we never took a measurement of your head.
Also, you're not at the beginning of this episode literally because you were sick as hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
You were dying.
Yeah, I was
you have been
very
on
ill.
camera many times with us, and you've killed it.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you to say, but I have hard disagree.
I think that no, Katie, we made a short together. I think that you're a great actress. I think what happened was this was a weird thing, and specifically we were rushed and we didn't plan it. The other thing is that you have this like awful gray face paint on because we didn't know what you should look like, and and no one could like decide. So you just ended up looking like Roger from American Dad in a pink jacket.
That's true.
That's exactly what
There
you
is
look like.
one shot where you can see the old HR Ginger in the live episode, and I will point it out. But other than that, so at the end credits, they're a little different because we cut around you on stage because we didn't want anyone to see. Because
because the thing was going to be that Cannibal Corey was going to run up with the guitar to impersonate Gorsinio and then slip and fall on the guitar.
Yep.
And then you were going to be like filling out paperwork trying to get Cannibal Corey to like sign like a waiver or something.
Yeah, that's the original one. Yeah.
But so we shot this afterwards. This opening segment, we shot this like maybe 2 days before this episode was supposed to come out, and we had a wig for Jess that also looked like shit. So we're just like, fuck it, she's from hell.
Yeah,
she can
I
look
went
whatever.
to like the little Dominican store to get a wig for her,
Yeah.
and I got like a wig and like hairspray and a comb and like a bunch of other shit that our makeup person asked me to get. And I brought it back, and like I think
She was like,
she
no.
like worked on it for maybe like 10 minutes before she was like, "This is not ever going to work ever once."
Yeah, it was like a beehive wig that was stuffed with plastic bags to make it stand up. If you guys are at home watching or listening and not watching for some reason, hit play in 3, 2, 1. HBO Showtime.
So in short, Mutoid Man has to be allowed to go home. You can't just lock the door, say goodnight, or
She's so good in this.
Yeah. All these jokes that I wrote for HR Ginger are just me doing an imitation of my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, it is 300 degrees in that room.
Mm-hmm.
This is the hottest I've ever been.
Yeah,
but
this is
that
my
was
wife's office.
Bullshit. It's my favorite thing I've ever read.
This was before my wife worked for the city. She worked for a nonprofit, and this was their office.
Yeah.
I still have the HR Ginger name tag right
Oh
here.
hell yeah!
Hell yeah, man! I'm so glad.
You can that's on Patreon
This
if you
is
want to
so
buy
funny.
it. It's $100.
This was so hard to pull off, but this was so funny.
That's in camera actually. So that we shot that video like a minute before we started rolling on my iPhone, and I just pressed an app that makes it look like video.
Yeah, I gave you that
and then
app.
we played it on the television. That's not masks. That's actually playing on the
No,
television.
you had to send it to me, and then I had to send it back to you because this was an app that you had to
Right,
pay
right.
$5 for.
Right,
and
right.
I already had it from a previous project.
Yeah, but it is an in-camera effect, which is cool. Oh, I love that shot. And this
I love
room
the
is
spray
Last
bottle.
shot of the day.
yeah.
Sign this form confirming.
I mean, Jordan, you're just really, really good in this. By the way,
Thank
you
you.
are so just like loud and angry, and it's such a good
Oh
energy.
God, Cannibal Corey.
God,
Just
Lacey's
lurking in the corner.
She is so fucking funny.
The best actress.
Yeah.
Hi, Gorsenio.
No, no way. Block. Veto. Shut it down. Swear.
Get him to the Greek.
I can't ever hear that line ever again because Drew was doing a thing where it kept looping when he was editing.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
looping it over and over and over again, and now I hear it as a song.
Editing is the worst. If you guys at home have never edited, don't.
Yeah, a huge percentage of it is just getting over hearing something over and over again.
Yeah.
It was a party.
Oh, I love this.
It's your mother.
Yeah, Mom.
Worked out great.
I don't remember what that sound was, but we wanted it to be something stupider than that.
Oh, yeah, it was me, Drew from
Out of my office, and you're
Drew from BMG, and I just really mixed something awful.
Yeah.
a Ms.
Hey, what does the HR and your nameplate stand for?
Oh, it means nice.
The hell rules. Oh, God.
Benji. This was fun because this
Oh.
was also like
Yes.
this is technically the 4th time that we've done this. So now like we were kind of like had a rhythm, and we were specifically like, all right, let's edit this a little differently and show the band at different times, because it kind of had like a weird rhythm, and we wanted it like if you were binge watching this, like every intro looks a little different.
Yeah.
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 Lucy's. in
That's the
front.
best Ben's GoPro has ever looked.
Yeah. It's a shame that his battery dies before the,
The bits.
yeah.
Break the little acoustic
Yeah.
guitar.
Oh yeah, because we cut the Cannibal Corey slipping with the guitar, so I was like, I'll just smash it at the beginning so we get something.
Yeah. Where did we get that acoustic guitar?
I found it randomly in my house. I
That
don't
sounds
know
about
whose
right.
that was.
Oh, it's
Gone now.
It was it was haunted and you cured it.
You're fucking welcome.
Frog nymphs.
Frog nymphs.
2 minutes to late night. It's like everybody hates Chris.
What a dated joke.
Yeah.
I'm your host.
That was dated before.
Yeah,
even
it was
when
the
we
whole
wrote
point.
it.
Yeah.
Well dated.
Award-winning journalists Mutoid Man and Emily Lee.
Yeah, Nick's back.
Oh, and Lucy sitting up front.
That's a Lucy joke.
line.
Yep.
The rain stick.
God bless the rain stick down.
The weirdest thing was we couldn't find a rain stick, and that's not actually a rain stick. We just added the sound in and
Oh, it's
post.
a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a didgeridoo.
Oh, and this begins the endless
The endless Nick playing Toto.
Africa.
Nick, you're being awfully quiet.
We
Over
didn't
yeah.
tell.
This is so
my
funny.
favorite joke.
What did you eat? All right, spit it out. Spit it out. Nick, what the fuck? I'm sorry, man.
Once again,
So
I can't
funny.
believe I'm like, please put coins in your
money.
mouth.
I forgot about the fake money. We bought so much fake money.
Yeah.
Speaking of money, how was going on tour with Blondie? Was she pissed off about getting bumped from episode 2?
No, she was actually really cool with it. In fact, she was so cool, she did this little video skit with me.
Nick, are you fucking serious? Holy shit.
Yeah, and
Nick is so good here.
Yeah. Look at this handsome little boy. This is
it's so
we
fun.
really were with Blondie. This is insane.
I was shitting inside my pants doing this. This is the most nervous I've ever been.
Beer or piss was a game you guys tried to do for real many
Yeah,
times,
we
and
tried
I
to
was
pitch it
like,
as a
no
real
one's
game to play with
gonna
the guests.
drink piss.
Corey.
Oh God.
Corey's bad ties are so good.
Oh well,
Yeah.
so that tie I bought at the thrift shop down the street, and there was that, or there was one that had like the space shuttle on it, and I texted a picture of the two of them, I think to Drew, and I was like, which one should I get, the shrimp one with Tabasco or the space shuttle one? And you were like, dude, fucking obviously the shrimp one. What are you, stupid?
There was gonna be a shrimp thing in every episode at some point. I
Yeah.
own a
Yeah.
flag that just says shrimp on it. I don't think it ever made it into the show.
Yes, it does.
Does it?
We have the flag that's the picture of the shrimp, yes.
I forgot we actually.
Show that's airing after 2 minutes to late night.
Wait, what
Oh right.
talking about?
We gave Cannibal.
We're on the internet. We posted it at 6 a.m.
It's called Peace Out.
Yes, Peace Out.
I forgot about this.
And the
completely.
original name was Where Eagles Talk.
Yeah.
And this is Jordan's living room.
Peace out.
And
I'm your host, Cannibal Corey. With me as always are... and
my Megatron, Jordan's Donatello.
Yep.
our guest
We're little
today,
boys.
Yeah. And Steve.
Yes.
I love this.
Steve, is your voice heard from yelling all the time? Steve's gonna stick around and help me with my Spanish.
This is actually longer. There's like another minute of this somewhere on some hard drive.
Lonely Island.
And there was a bit that we thought we would do as a recurring thing where like Steve is always in something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot going on in his schedule, and so there's always like some weird thing that Steve is in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be in the porn in the next one.
Right. It's so funny because Steve actually is the most busy. He's in a million
Yeah.
bands.
He's in 700 bands.
Yeah,
That
the band.
sword
the-
stressed me out.
Because when I'm not Kevin, the sound guy.
Whose sword is that? That's not the sword from.
That's not
that's not
the
your
honorable sword.
No.
That's Desiree's sword because Desiree's dad teaches at a dojo. He's
Yeah.
a black belt.
Well, but it's like a short one. It's a wakizashi.
Shut the fuck up.
I have to agree with you on that one. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Get out of your own house.
Oh, this is real. Oh, in the first Whiplash commercial.
Yeah, the first Whiplash.
What was the original ending bit that we had to cut?
It was an HR Ginger thing.
Right,
Yeah.
we got out of it because Nick forgot his line, but it was very funny.
Yeah, I think you say cunt, and
Yeah,
she
and then
sprays
I
you in the
spray
face.
you with
Oh,
a water
yes.
bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. It's
Yeah.
the word that you just learned you're allowed to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is such a fucking basic Looney Tunes bit, but it's
so
still
good.
funny.
Yeah.
It smells like Seabiscuit and your parents getting divorced.
You look. There's something about the lighting or something.
Yeah.
In this, you look like a different person altogether.
Well, it's
It's
so.
the eyes are round.
Yeah. I don't know
Because
who did
Ariel,
Oh,
Italic did it for the first
Yeah.
time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She did my eyes round, which
Also-
is fine.
This was so hard to film. Getting you splashed with water.
It was never wet enough for some reason.
Just like my ex-wife.
Oh,
Okay, here it
This
is.
is the 100% the best interview on
Nothing
this
about
stage.
this is planned.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah,
is
I forgot
planned.
that She
She
brought
asked-
Brother's slave.
She asked if she could bring someone
Unreal.
on stage, I think, but I don't think she said sex slave or whatever that
Yeah.
she introduces
A
as.
human dog.
Yeah. Just something we didn't expect.
Yeah, and this is why Nick was like, "Oh, okay."
It's so funny to see everybody react to it, just being like, "All right, well, I'm gonna stand
Yeah,
over
all
here.
the boys trying so hard not to look at her butt.
Yeah.
Like it's
Just being respectful over
Yep.
here, holding the base."
Question, what's your dog's name?
I'm afraid that, like,
name is Cotton Mafia's pretty pink pussy fucking palace. Cotton Mafia, pussy ass bitch, real ass dog. Forever, bitch.
Real ass dog.
Real ass dog.
one day I'm afraid I'm gonna be like grocery shopping and I'm just gonna run into someone and they'll be like, "Hey Drew, how are you?" And I'm like, "Oh hey, I'm sorry, I don't remember, who are you?" And they'll be like, "Oh, I was Contessa Stuto's dog."
Yeah.
Oh, I'm real ass bitch.
Real ass,
Pussy
pussy ass,
dog.
bitch ass dog.
Forever.
Forever, bitch.
It's on her driver's license.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's
This,
like the longest driver's license.
We had great banter.
This interview made so many of our fans mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
They can kiss
shows
my ass.
you. I was gonna say, which shows you that they're cowards.
Yeah,
like,
you can kiss
I mean,
my
this-
whole ass.
Yeah.
This is the hardest I've ever laughed on stage.
This is the best interview of the whole show.
Yeah.
No
The
questions
best.
asked.
Yeah.
And again, too, like I think it is that thing of like we were trying to show what we really are like, and there was like this preconceived notion. It's like, oh, you're a metal show, hell yeah, metal, rock and roll, and we're like, no, we
Yeah.
just like that stuff, but we like everything.
Dude, if
Yeah.
anything, I almost feel like it would have been smarter just to have been like, to have like abandoned the whole Slayer thing, just to have been like, yo, whatever, she's fucking cool and this rules. I'm not even gonna try to justify this to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those candles slowly go one by one.
Not our candles.
I throw all of the candles in this episode.
And that is real, by the way.
Oh,
Real.
she's got the fucking.
Yeah, nobody told us about that.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
How far out of the property line are we?
As long as she just keeps it cute and is a pretty bitch, my father,
Is your father actually a judge?
I have no. She's obviously doing a bit.
I don't know. Jeremy
playing
knows her cousin.
Jailbreak is so good.
Yeah.
So rain and ratchet.
Yeah.
I heard that song and
This-
it's literally the reason
like
I asked you to be on this show.
Her boob falls out so much during this, and
Yeah.
and we all did our best not to be excited by that.
It's fucking crazy.
always the first.
How is this song not enormous?
I still don't know why that song isn't huge. It's such a cool song.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it that's so interesting is like I kind of talked to her up front. I was like, "Do you have anything that you want to plug? Do you have anything that like you want to talk about?" And she just like she throws music on the internet, which is super fucking punk rock.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like she doesn't have an album or anything to sell.
Yeah, she just does a song.
If she had merch, I'd buy it. I don't think she does.
She
No.
has she's an interesting presence, and she's that true New York shit where you're just hustling and making art for the hell of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really respect that. And I don't think a lot of people know what that scene's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's not about touring or anything like that. It's about just creating a scene and
Yeah.
kind of a movement. I don't know. I know that sounds heady, but it's just like
Yeah.
No, it's just she's the realest motherfucker. Like it's just all it like the creativity comes when she's feeling like she wants to create something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's important.
She just put
She's
out a
not
new
making
song.
an album because she's like, I have to make
Oh,
a
yeah?
fucking
Yeah, she has a new song. Came out like 2 months ago. It's insane.
She's so good.
It's crazy.
I saw her open for Seth Boyart, and it was so
I
good.
thought you were gonna say Seth Meyers.
I thought you were gonna say Seth
Green.
Boyardee.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Seth
Contessa
Boyardee.
Stuto.
Seth Boyardee is what I thought you
Yeah.
was gonna
Seth
say.
Green. She's opening for Seth Green.
Y'all suck.
Yeah.
The thing I remember most about her on this show, though, was the whole process of trying to get her off the stage to like finish the episode. Do you remember that? That like she and when
Oh,
she
yeah.
finished doing Raining Ratchet, that like she was so swept up in it and like feeding off the crowd, and the crowd was like fine with this, but she was just like, all right, we're gonna do another song, and we're like, you're not gonna do another song. We have to close the episode. What are you fucking doing? Get out of here.
We also like have to point out that this was we shot this episode and the Gina Gleason episode the same night.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So Gina Gleason had to follow this.
Yeah.
I know. I felt also because we shot them the interviews back to back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We did
So we
intro, interview, song.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is wildly unfair to Gina.
Yeah.
She still did great.
She
She
did,
did
fucking
great. She did
she did
really
great.
but
great.
I can't imagine.
But yeah, it doesn't feel.
I
like,
wouldn't. I wouldn't. It's like if
I
we
wouldn't
were a
feel
good.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you get this. Like there's blood.
The other thing too is like Gina's kind of like shy and not like used to being interviewed. I think at that point she had only been in Baroness for a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And this
She
was
had-
kind of like her first thing. And then that's after Contessa Stuto's just like, I'll fucking suck coke. I don't care.
Yeah.
Email Contessa if they want to start a band.
Oh yeah, I wish someone would start that new metal band with her.
Dude,
'Cause I
yeah.
would fucking rock the fuck out of that.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
It's like my dream.
Also, kudos to her for not having a Gmail to plug, you know?
Yeah.
She has her own website. She knows how to do FTP, I bet.
Businesswoman.
All right.
What is this? Oh,
Poseur
Cops,
Cops.
baby.
Here it is.
Oh, your
Holy
baby.
shit.
Oh, my picture's in this somewhere.
Yeah, so it's mine. There's a picture of me with a bee spray painted on my chest.
Yeah.
There I am. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steep me.
I'm not in that.
Yeah. You made it
Okay, so
But I shot this.
yeah, Drew it
And
was
Peter.
You and Peter and was there one other?
No.
No, just you and Peter. And Jess Lane directed it. And then it was written by me and Jordan and Jess a year or maybe even like a year and a half before we even started the season to pitch to the Hard Times, and then they passed on it.
They didn't.
Or they
pass
just
on
never
It.
came back to us about it.
Yeah, they wanted to. They wanted it, and then
Max
we were
Ash.
trying to. They were, it got complicated, but we decided that we wanted to release it ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to.
Yeah, because ultimately it was just like, we're not fucking waiting anymore. Like, it took
Yeah.
too long. It just was like, it just didn't seem like anything was moving, and we had a space in this episode because we didn't know what else to put there.
Yeah. So we,
Yeah.
This is such a, like, Max really makes this sketch.
Max is
I agree.
the best. Honestly, the nicest. I just had dinner with him last night. The nicest, sweetest, best person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was the uncycler in Jordan and I's Punisher 66.
yeah.
He comes back,
In the focus group.
the focus group.
He's
Best
such
dude.
a star.
Yeah.
Love him.
But yeah, he adds such an amazing like level of depth to this sketch that's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
wasn't there before. Like, it's a good sketch to begin with, but him like by rote saying things like "but" or "not at all" like adds so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
killing it.
talented.
Here's
Yeah.
an interesting observation. Did you know Gorsinio is the other cop in this sketch?
Yeah, this is the first
No
time.
way, that guy has a mustache.
Dude, but this was the
it
first time that
is.
we'd broached that.
Yeah.
Because we'd talked about we didn't want you to be in anything else. You were
Yeah.
only going to be Gorsenio,
Yeah.
and all the sketches were going to be other people. And then when we put this in, oh, you holding the gun like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was a big conversation. Was you didn't want to necessarily release this because you didn't want to be not just Arsenio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then by the
And
end
now
of
I'm
the
like
season, you're
7
everyone.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 characters now.
No, mate, just let me call it in. Let me call it in. All right, I'm calling it in.
Does he put the gun on his head in this Poseur Cops? That's the funniest thing in the world to me.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna waste this guy. Points at him. Points it to himself. Points it back.
No, he does it also in the second one too, which is always a funny bit.
Anything you say will be shit talked in a private Facebook group. You can buy merch at the precinct.
Oh, I
This
just
shit's so good.
We got extra large.
Yeah, the dog size.
that goes on for longer, and then
Yeah.
you crack.
Yeah.
He says something, and you guys crack.
Yeah, the end of it is like I'll take the extra hours. I'll just sleep in it.
Yeah, and then I fucking break.
Well, Contessa Stuto is here to prove one of the.
I'm here to prove it all wrong.
So
So
one of
cool.
the biggest requests that we get is, when will you release the music, like separately? And we can't do that because it's just a
Yeah.
huge copyright thing, and like just putting it out there is like, you know, we're already making the show is like a risk of getting the show taken down. But Contessa ripped the song off of YouTube and
Yep.
released it on her own Spotify
Fucking
page.
rules.
Punk
so
as fuck.
Sick.
I think that's the coolest thing in the world.
Didn't ask us.
No.
No, whatever.
care.
What are we gonna stop her?
No, I know. Just
It's so
adds to
cool.
how cool it is.
And she also brought like a backup singer and didn't
Yeah.
tell us. I think she just kind of.
No, she
shouted
told us.
Did she?
Yeah, she brought it to the rehearsal.
Oh, good. Oh, I wasn't at the rehearsal.
Yes, you were. You shot it.
I was at the rehearsal. I shot a video of it.
Yeah,
which
I
you can
remember
only
this.
see if you're on Patreon.
This song is so sick.
Yeah. It's
Oh, it's so good.
It's so cool. This is better than any Slayer song.
yeah, dude. It's also like it's interesting because I think this is the only like technically straight cover. You guys are playing
Yeah.
except for the solo and then you throwing in Super Mario.
Yeah. I just thought it would be cool to do it like with
Yeah.
real instruments.
Yeah. I mean, that was, yeah, and I think it's great. I think it's very different, and Mutoid Man had the best time.
Yeah.
Fucking dog girl.
Yeah, it's so cool.
She brought her own video home.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm filming this on the handheld camera, and pretty much every shot is just that girl. The dog.
Ugh. How
God,
could you
so
not
cool.
get into this?
Yeah. She's just shouting kill. It's awesome.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so-
the background singer is like not doing a ton, but it rules.
Yeah.
Same girl.
I love that she just sat down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
It's so
cool.
good.
But then this is this. She like it's. So I'm right
Corey's
there.
like right there.
Yeah. Oh,
Corey just fucking hanging.
and there's Katie.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
This is her in my face. She is literally like 3 inches from my face. I thought I was gonna die.
She would end your life.
Yeah. Like at any point, I was like, she's gonna just kill me.
This is almost where the titty pops out, right?
Oh, it
Yeah.
does a few times.
Yeah.
We covered it.
It's
Yeah.
coming.
I love that she's just screaming at someone.
Yeah.
I feel
I
guilty.
love that Emily on the keys is literally just banging an E chord.
Yeah.
And then she falls.
I mean, almost everybody is just an E chord.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. The
Yeah.
whole song. I love that there was something flying at the stage.
I should also mention this is the last time I let Peter film Steve because the majority of Steve's footage is his face. It's like a weird like porn shot that Steve did because Peter doesn't know what a guitar is.
Oh, Peter.
And here comes the tits. And Jordan's playing Super Mario.
I forgot about
Also the logo for Whiplash.
I know.
I love that if we didn't do this commentary, people would think I was just wearing a fucking 60s pantsuit to this concert.
You would. And it was cool.
Depending on the situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a GoPro set up in the corner, and we used it for one shot. I don't
Oh
know
my
what it
god. Nurgle.
This is so old. This is like, we recycled this. That's from like, that was gonna be in the second episode.
Yeah.
We were gonna
But
have
we
a lot
had
of
Marty
stuff.
Friedman too.
We had Marty Friedman,
Was it
and
when
we
Ben
had.
signs money at the end of this one?
Yep.
Oh, and lose
What
your
is
teeth in a tree.
I love Loser Teeth the Dream.
Steve's punch-ups are always so funny.
Yeah, the reason we didn't use Nurgle is because we got iced tea.
Oh, and yeah. And Marty
Yeah.
Friedman.
Oh, and I typed in her full name for her credit underneath Debbie
That's
Harris.
so good.
This is the first time I'm playing the theme song with the boys.
Yeah.
The theme song has 2 guitars.
Yeah. And we're very carefully cutting around Cannibal Corey. Then we use this like random B-roll thing that we did in your room where she was like playing an unknown video game.
We took all of my bed and made a new bedroom in my living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's happening on the side is Corey tripped and fell getting on stage, and Katie is tending to his wounds and then just filling out paperwork. But we cut around it.
Yeah. And now you have all of the nicknames.
Yeah, that's where all the fun names are. Thank you very much for Zach from Pop for giving me that idea. A thing that I do. I did every episode at 4 in the morning before exporting.
Yep. Which is why they're all great.
The softer the brain, the funnier the joke.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And then she loses whatever video game that was.
That's the ending to each episode is always a real motherfucking losing video game ass noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a real surprise.
So what do we think watching it again?
It's pretty cool.
I love it.
It's so sick.
I love.
It's just
I
sick.
love Cannibal Corey. I think Cannibal Corey is my favorite thing about the whole
Cannibal
season.
Corey is so good.
Cannibal Corey is so fun.
Even
Yeah.
though I ended up not playing HR Ginger, that whole shit in the beginning was just like me making jokes about my grandmother, and you guys
Yeah.
just like let me put that in,
Yeah.
which is very funny to me.
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, and I just like Contessa is just fucking the queen of my world. She's so good.
She's so
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah. My favorite, like, little contribution has been that this is, like, the start of coming up with new names for people in face paint. Like, we call you Moon Pie Face.
Yeah.
And later there's Newspaper Face. And then she calls you Pigeon Shit.
Yeah.
Pigeon shit
is the best.
is the
Yeah.
funniest thing I've ever heard. I
Yeah.
laughed so hard.
It's so funny.
We had to cut me laughing even longer.
Yeah.
It destroyed me.
Yeah. This episode is really so funny. And I think, like, if anybody was like, if someone was like, what episode should I watch? I would be like, watch, like, 1 to get started and then 2 to figure out if you actually like the show.
Yeah, I think the only thing for me in this is like, I think I wish we had more of a theme before the episode gets derailed by Cannibal Corey, because like this is the only episode I feel like that doesn't have a theme at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like it's just the theme is Nick is back.
Well, the theme it's kind of there, but we don't really say it, is that it's kind of the whole thing is trying to figure out if you can say the word cunt. Because that was the thing,
Yeah.
is that you have someone from Cunt Mafia, so we had to have the HR person from Hell to tell you it was okay
Yeah, that
to say
was,
cunt.
and then we
Right.
and basically
Right.
like,
No, I mean, but
costume
when we're
outfit.
on stage,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
there isn't like the jokes are super out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like the rain stick. God bless the rain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like all of that. Like the Toto bit is so all over the place, but it's all to get us to the Debbie Harry part. But
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know.
I think
shit
it's-
fucking rules.
Yeah, I think if this was, because we did our own season and it's only 8 episodes plus the specials, like, I do wish that it had a bit more of a theme, but I think that kind of shows that we can write an episode without a theme.
Totally.
Because
Yeah.
if we were going to do, like, this was going to be something that we were getting paid to do weekly or even monthly, at some point we'd probably have to break away from themes,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So if you want to hire us to do that, anybody out there?
Yeah. If anybody out there just like weirdly, like I don't, you might be listening to this and you might be thinking to yourself like, wow, I'm looking for a TV show to invest in, but like I'm listening to the podcast of a TV show and like I don't, I'm just still looking, to consider us.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that someone would have listened to 70 plus episodes without offering us jobs?
Yeah. It's weird, but hey, if you just happen to be listening to this and you have that sort of capability, consider us.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really good at putting up
We just
shelves
finally
too.
asked for it.
Yeah. Please. All right. All right, final thoughts.
Cannibal Corey rules. Contessa Stuto rules. This episode is great.
My hair looks like shit in this episode, but it's great. It's a really good episode.
I love the introduction of Steve not having anything going on.
Yeah.
And I most memorable guest by far.
I think having Whiplash is cool as hell. Like,
Yes.
it's pretty rad that we have that little sponsor. And truthfully, like making commercials for a product that we care about,
like.
that we like. Yeah, we're not like hawking
That
Slim
I wore
Jims.
to my wedding.
Yeah, it's. I think it's fucking cool, and I know that people have bought it, and I think that's really, really cool.
It's honestly like my favorite scent that I own.
Yeah, dude.
It's great.
And Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab is really cool. It is a real lab. I've been to their lab. Those guys rule. And honestly, like, I think our goal from the start was always, if we were going to have a sponsor, to have it be like a little company and support, like be punk about it, and
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we're doing that and not selling delicious Marlboro cigarettes.
Yeah,
The
which
taste
reminds
that
me-
gets better with time.
Are you tired of going to the perfume office?
Okay, plugs.
You can find me on Twitter at Katie Rose or at Instagram at Oh Hello Katie Rose. Please listen to me and Jeremy's other podcast, Ballin' Out Super.
Super.
Thank you very much.
Hey, find me on Twitter at Jeremy Thunder. You heard it already. Ballin' Out Super. We're watching other shows.
What are the shows?
We
we're
watched Zoids
Newsroom?
and
We're watching every anime ever. Basically.
Yeah, we're watching the pilot of every anime ever made.
Okay, let me know when you guys are doing 30 Rock.
All right.
I don't know why that got me. That's not funny.
Fuck you.
Hey, Tina. Hey, Tina, son, how you doing? You saying something racist? Hey guys, you can follow me at diet_Hellboy on Instagram and Twitter, and I take photos. Photos if you like them, tell me.
You can follow 2 Minutes to Late Night at 2 Minutes to Late Night on Instagram at 2M2LN on Twitter. Follow my dog on Instagram at Great Hambino. Donate to the Patreon. Go forth and be brave. Goodbye.
Honorable swords.